Okay, power banks. When it comes to power banks, most people just go on Amazon and buy a popular one, usually the Mi Powerbank 2i, and for most of us, it just works. But how does it stack up against the newly released RealMe and Redmi power banks? Which one offers the most output? And what if you're in the market for a wireless, solar, or even graphene power banks? Do they really work? Well, this is Pratik from TechWiser.com, and in this video, we'll compare the most popular power banks on Amazon, starting with RealMe Powerbank, the infamous Mi Powerbank 2i, the newly launched Mi Wireless Powerbank, also the newly launched Redmi Powerbank, Solar Powerbank Qi Wireless Charger, and a Graphene Powerbank that we imported from China. Along the way, we'll also look into why you get around 6000 mAh output instead of 10,000 mAh. Should you buy 10,000 mAh or 20,000 mAh? Sounds fun? Well, let's find out. Now, before we get to start the review of the various power banks, it's important to understand how power banks work. And well, power banks are basically some rechargeable batteries connected to a circuit board which regulates the current and charging. Here at TechWiser, we were able to assemble one by buying parts on Amazon, and on the other hand, we have the interior of a popular power bank. As you can see, both of them are almost similar. However, DIY power banks come with lots of variables and can even explode or damage your batteries if not done right. So we highly recommend you to buy from a popular seller. So with that said, let's check them out. First up, we have the RealMe Powerbank. This was launched a few months ago and comes in 3 color variants: black, red and yellow. I have the red one with big RealMe branding on the side. Although this is 10,000 mAh, it doesn't provide you all the 10,000 mAh. Most of it is lost in heat and conversion. It will effectively give you somewhere around 6,000 to 7,000 mAh. Well, let's go by the features of the RealMe Powerbank, which is also common in most of the power banks in this list. Like, it can charge 2 devices at once. It supports two-way charge or pass-through charging, which means you can charge your phone while also charging your power bank simultaneously. However, none of them fast charge. I use it all the time and it's standard for all the power banks these days. The good thing is, RealMe Powerbank comes with USB PD, which is an open charging standard that lets you charge your small wearables to big laptops. I tried it with my Chromebook and MacBook, and the power bank didn't have sufficient output. The thing is, USB PD can go up to 100 watt, but this power bank can only go up to 18 watt, which is sufficient for fast charging a smartphone, but not for a laptop. Also, it did keep the Sony a7 III running, so that's good, but the other power banks can do that too. Both the Type-C and Type-A ports support fast charging, but if you connect 2 devices at once, only the one connected via Type-C will fast charge. Instead of RealMe Powerbank, I would recommend Mi Powerbank 2i. Here's why. Now, the Mi Powerbank 2i also has a 20,000 mAh variant. So why did I go with the 10,000 one? Okay, so ground rule. If you have multiple devices to charge that need to be charged regularly, then go with the 20,000 mAh one. In my case, I just have this Pixel 3 to charge. My bip and earphones don't require charging frequently. The only thing to dislike about the Mi Powerbank 2i is the sharp edges. Sometimes it scratches the surface of my phone, and yes, the lack of Type-C port. Overall, when it comes to features, the Mi 2i does pretty much the same features like 18 watt fast charging and USB ports as RealMe Powerbank, but it's only 800 bucks, although it does miss out on Type-C port. This is the newly launched Xiaomi Mi Wireless Powerbank, and like every Xiaomi product, it's priced well. First of all, the main USP of the power bank is fast Qi wireless charging, and in case you don't know, fast wireless charging is limited to 10 watt, and the Samsung flagships and the Pixel 4s are the only one that support 10 watt fast wireless charging. Similar to the RealMe Powerbank, it has one Type-C and one USB-A ports. However, the Type-C port can only be used to charge the power bank. It doesn't withdraw current. So you can wire charge only one device at a time, and in case you charge 2 devices, both wired and wirelessly, none of them will fast charge. Having said all of these, if you want a wireless power bank, the Mi Wireless Power Bank is the best deal in the market. If you want the Type-C port, you can get the newly launched Redmi Powerbank. One unique thing about the Redmi Powerbank is the skins. You can buy skins for it. It's pretty much same as Mi Powerbank 2i, but comes with two major differences. First, it has Type-C port for charging. Second, the maximum output is only 10 watt, while both the RealMe and Mi one has 18 watt output, and this is a big letdown. So far, it has the most features like dual USB port, Type-C and micro USB and a reasonable price tag. However, it lacks the most important feature in my opinion, that is 18 watt fast charge. So can't recommend the Redmi Powerbank. So Redmi, if you want to do something creative, how about making something like the Chevron Powerbank? It plugs in your wall socket and even has an additional 3000 mAh battery. I usually use this to power on the router, so it's even online in times of power failure. Plus, plug in a USB cable to the adapter and you could even charge your phone. Next up, we have the rugged portable charger, which I was most excited about. Here, check this out. It's not only rugged and has a compass, but also comes with wireless and solar charging. But is it any good? On its strap, it looks like it's meant to be for trekking purposes. Now, the novel factor is it's not a regular power bank with Type-C or micro USB port. It can even charge with solar energy and also wirelessly charge other devices. This has made it my favorite power bank. Now, a thing to note is the wireless charger can charge iPhone and the AirPods Pro. It didn't work with the Galaxy Watch. However, this has to do more with Samsung, but if it did charge the Galaxy Watch, it would have been awesome. Also, solar power charging is a nice addition. This LED over here denotes that it's being solar charged, and it was even on under the LED lights indoors. Like, check this out. Initially, I thought it's charging, but it's just a mirage. You need to keep it under direct sunlight for it to charge. And even then, the charging input is quite low and impractical, to be honest. The effective power supply of this power bank is 6000 mAh or something. It could charge this iPhone XS Max twice. Finally, we have this Electjet Apolo travel charger, and I was most excited about this power bank because it's made up of graphene. Although the capacity is only 5000 mAh, but it charges insanely fast in 18 minutes, like 0 to 100 in 18 minutes, flat. So the power bank uses a 60 watt charger that you get in the box. However, you can use any other 60 watt plus charger like the ones you get with Chromebook or MacBook. With the 60 watt charger, it can charge itself in flat 18 minutes. To give you a perspective, this is Samsung Note 9 and it can charge 0 to 100 in about 90 minutes. And it has a 4000 mAh battery. Here's the side-by-side graph. As you can see, the graphene charges at a constant rate, meaning 0 to 50 in 9 minutes and 50 to 100 in another 9 minutes. But why is this so? So time for a quick chemistry lesson, guys. Graphene is an allotrope of carbon. It is essentially carbon but has a different hexagonal atomic structure. Compared to lithium ion, it is more dense, flexible, strong and tiny at the same time. So if graphene is so wonderful, why aren't we seeing it in our smartphones, power banks and other electric vehicles? Well, the answer to that is this power bank costs about $80 and it is not even fully made of graphene. It's still a lithium ion battery with composites of graphene. The biggest obstacle in graphene batteries is the cost of mass production and the nature of graphene to easily get contaminated. I'll link a few research papers below that have a huge amount of information on graphene mass productions and the problem with graphene batteries. Having said all of these, the Samsung S21 is rumored to be coming with a graphene battery, which could be the next battery and charging revolution. It might make these graphene batteries quite more common. So to conclude this video, the Xiaomi Mi Powerbank 2i, even after years, seems the best buy for most people. You get fast charging under budget, whereas the RealMe one is expensive and the Redmi one doesn't have 18 watt fast charging. Now coming to the solar one, the solar charging in no way is efficient yet. However, you should consider wireless charging and even this graphene power bank. They aren't essential, but makes life easier. And with that said, this is Prateek from TechWiser.com. See you soon.